hold on to your hat. So I think we're good to go. I'm going to delete my ground because I don't want it to complain to me that there's a component on there that does have a footprint. So I'm just going to delete that. Okay. That's it, we're finished with multi-sim, pretty much. So, go up to the top here, and it says transfer. Okay. So press on that, make out checks to hundreds of pounds and put it in my bank account, okay? So do a big bank transfer. Now you'll remember the word now, when you transfer. And there it is, transfer to Altiboard. And we're going to transfer to Altiboard, and we can put it on file, but we're just going to do it directly. And we click on the top. Now, that wasn't a break loose now. So it says what I want to call my design, where do I want to put it. Make sure you put it in a drive that's not the C drive, because then you can come back next week. We don't need to redo PCB, yeah? Okay, so don't lose it. We can't take any responsibility for that. And when you're crying because you've lost the design that took you 4 hours to make, we can't get it back for you. Make sure you save it in a sensible place. Pen drives are good because, well, just because they are. Okay, so whatever it's called, I don't care what it's called. And I could save that into network. Nothing there, but I could save it into the PC. And I've got a thing called an M drive on here and a W drive. I could save to either of those, but I don't. So you can't save here, so it's asking me, so I will save to my M drive. I save it, and it's saved. Now it's opening up Altiboard. Okay? So multi-sim's still there in the background, because if you go down here, you'll see down the bottom here, look, I've got Design 1 multi-sim, Design 1 Altiboard, yeah? So I can go back and I can still do some fiddling if I want. Now on here, it's telling me what's called my net list. Well, what's a net list? It's actually just a series of points which are connected to each other. And that's how a simulator thinks. Remember what a simulator is? It's a computer. What can computers do? Nothing but matrix algebra. So in other words, for it to understand what a circuit is, it needs to understand it as a series of dots which have things connected to it. So those dots have resistors connected to them, capacitors connected to them, and series, parallel, whatever. But it's just doing matrix addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So that's how it understands things. We don't need to understand that because it's a bit messy anyway, and I don't understand what it's telling me there. But I just say, okay. Right, here we are. We're now in our drawing area. So what's that yellow bit? Well, that's our PCB. Not very exciting, is it? I mean, it's there's our PCB and there's our components all up the top all jumbled up. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Because now comes the design phase of things. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to attempt to drag those into the drawing area. How do we do that? We left click on them and we drag to where we want to go. Now you have to be careful doing this, and sometimes you have to zoom in. I'm going to try with the resistor R1 first. I've got it because it's got yellow highlighted around it, and I can drag that. Well, where does the resistor actually go on my circuit? Well, it goes kind of on the left-hand side of it, doesn't it? Okay. So the next one I'm going to try and drag in is that capacitor. Yeah, I've got hold of it because it's highlighted. And that's sort of to one side of that, which is fine. Let's try and drag one of these pins here now. I haven't got hold of it because I've only got the hold of the centre of it. I'm going to have to zoom in to get that. So, no, I've only got the centre of it. So there we are, I've got the whole thing. It's got the yellow box around it. And I'm going to drag that in like that. Yeah? Now I know that that pin here connects to the resistor like this. So if I rotated that resistor anti-clockwise, I'd be getting closer to what it is on the board. This is just arranging the components in the right way. So I'm going to rotate that counterclockwise. Things are looking good actually. After the R1's upside down. How can I get round that? I can't really. Orientation, yes I can, because I can flip the R1 on its own, so I'm just flipping the label R1, so that's good. So the next thing I'm going to do is try and arrange the capacity the same way, but I've got a problem there, because the capacity's upside down. So I'm going to rotate that 90, rotate that 90. You see all I'm doing here is drawing patterns, I'm just drawing. There's nothing clever about any of this. I'm just dragging my components about to try and get them to look like this. Because I want it to look like a function. Yeah? You can put them anywhere. Put them absolutely anywhere on the screen you want it. But I want it to look something like that. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is take one of the other pins and bring that pin here. Well, from the drawing, I know that that's that pin, I know I've got capacity here, but I want that capacitor to go down to ground. So let's drag in those other two pins. Get hold of it. I can't get hold of it, sometimes you can't. Come on. I've got it. So that's one of the outputs, that's one of the grounds rather, and that's the other ground. And you can see you've got that nice blue line that helps you align things a bit. Okay, I have got what is on that board. The connectivity, you can see it, it's the same as that, isn't it? Two input pins, two output pins. From the top pin I've got the resistor going to the capacitor. I've got where the resistor and capacitor meet, I've got going to the output pin. And I've got the two ground pins connected to the other side of the capacitor. Can you see that? Does that make sense? If not, carry on playing, it will make sense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my board as small as I possibly can. Well, I could make it a lot smaller, but I'm not going to make it too small. And again, I'm just doing artwork. This is just, I'm amusing myself. There's nothing, I'm not changing the electrical connectivity or anything like that. I'm just making it look nice, that's all. Nothing wrong with making things look nice. So, and you can see already it looks so much better, doesn't it? Can't get over that like there. So, that's that one, that's that one. There we have it. I could make that even smaller now if I wish to. So you carry on playing with that until you've got the hang of the dragging and dropping. Am I happy with that? I think so. I think I am. Just build down until I know everyone to do that now.